everyone, so CAT 2025 is over. Slot 1 is what I wrote. So slot 1 मैंने दिया and a very quick brief idea about the VR section. So this year in CAT 25, if you see, the paper pattern overall was exactly the same that we have seen in last 5 odd years. तो वहाँ कोई सरप्राइज नहीं था honestly. Slot 1 था तो थोड़ी नींद आ रही थी, थोड़ा दिमाग was little slow for a lot of students. Even I was feeling very lethargic. So पैटर्न वाइज इट वाज वेरी कंफर्टिंग कि भाई चलो पैटर्न में कुछ चेंज नहीं है. सेम पैटर्न 4 आरसीज एंड 8 वीए क्वेश्चंस. 8 वीए क्वेश्चंस में भी पैरा समरी, the odd one out, missing sentence or para completion, and para jumble made a comeback last year. Para jumble, if you look at CAT 2024, तो para jumble was dropped. This year they brought it back. उनका प्यार है वैसे भी, वो तो कहीं जाता नहीं है. Now so paper wise it was nice. I was kind of comfortable कि चलो ठीक है paper wise तो the pattern is same. But when I started looking at the level of the language of questions, for example in para summary, one para summary question was language wise. In fact, both were language wise quite challenging. Option wise they were doable. That was the only thing. uh, Same happened with the triple O. Triple O was a theta question, so there was no negative marking, but language wise quite challenging. So overall in CAT 25 what they did was that they basically made the language part tougher. If you look at the process of elimination part, that was still the same that we have been doing in the classes and we would do in the classes for the coming batches also. So narrow, too broad, distortion, extreme words or extreme options, all those things were there. तो वहां पे कोई ज्यादा issue नहीं था. But the length of the options, माइंड बॉगलिंग. मेरे ख्याल से अभी तक मैंने इतने लंबे ऑप्शंस आई हैड नेवर सीन इन कैट question. So that was one challenge that I saw. And second was creativity with questions. Let the question paper come out. We would do these questions on screen also. वो करेंगे, बहुत मजा आएगा. But if you look at the creativity, yes, they did do some hard work there. मतलब कैट से इतनी उम्मीद नहीं थी कि इतना दिमाग लगाएंगे, बट दे डिड अ फैंटास्टिक जॉब. Relation between first and last paragraph, this and that paragraph. So quite innovative there. And double negative, triple negative ऐसे questions भी बनाए उन्होंने. Critical reasoning they asked in RCs. So overall if you see, VA was comparatively tougher than the RC section, which I also keep on saying in different classes that VA we misjudge. VA के questions generally tougher निकलते हैं, पर हमें लगता है यार VA है तो हो ही जाएगा, and we give it a slightly not so focused treatment, but ऐसा करना नहीं चाहिए. That's one learning from CAT 25. Now if you look at the RC part, if you have seen our mocks for example, बहुत सारे स्टूडेंट्स ने फीडबैक दिया है कि ऐसा लग रहा था कि हम मॉक सॉल्व कर रहे हैं, बिकॉज challenge wise we have been doing these, right? And eon essays, please make sure you read as much as you possibly can, because उन्होंने eon essay सीधा सीधा language wise, I'm not saying source wise, I'm saying language wise literally उठा के उन्होंने डाल दिया था. But again, in the first slot that I wrote, electronic music was challenging language wise. And complex system, for example, if you have read or if I suggest you read Nassim Nicholas Taleb's book like Fooled by Randomness पढ़ सकते हो, या Black Swan. So he talks about all this bell curve and all. So they asked RCs from those sources. So again, a lot of non-fiction, a lot of eon essays, a lot of essays of high quality. That's what you should be reading. Mental insanity was language wise doable, question wise also doable. Income inequality was also language wise okay, can't say easy, right? So overall if you see, the RCs were language wise challenging. Option wise, process of elimination, if your POE is good, you could have done most of the questions. But question wise they were pretty innovative. बहुत अच्छा काम किया वहाँ पे कैट ने. Challenging paper. That happened with the other slots also, but I'm talking about slot 1. And if you look at VA questions, they made complete comeback. All 4 categories were there, and they were more or less pretty challenging. Doing 3 RCs with 3 to 4 VA questions, which means around 15 to 16 attempts under time pressure. अगर किया है तो स्टूडेंट्स ने बहुत अच्छा काम किया है. With 75% accuracy, I think my assessment is 38 to 40 के बीच में मार्क्स अगर आप ले आते हो, you are going to be in the top 1 percentile. So slightly higher than in difficulty than CAT 24, but चूंकि it's very competitive exam, टॉप 1 में बहुत अच्छे स्टूडेंट्स होते हैं, वो कर ही लेते हैं कुछ ना कुछ, तो but you still see at least 1 or 2 mark, probably it would go down 1 or 2 mark for sure for 99 percentile. So whatever you have been doing, please continue doing that. Read tons of non-fiction, please go crazy about your essays, right? And make sure in general you keep on reading, because CAT ने फिर दिखा दिया कि भाई VRC में trust issues तो हो ही जाते हैं if you don't take it seriously, right? So just keep on working hard as much as you can. So in case you're targeting CAT 26, please make sure you read tons of non-fiction, as much on essays as possible. मतलब सब कुछ पढ़ डालो, साइन बोर्ड से लेकर किताबें. And if you have written CAT 25, then I hope you have done a fantastic job there. Make sure you prepare for the oncoming exams as much as you can. I'll see you next time. Thank you so much for joining me.